But I'll do that now. I'll do that now. I forgot to put on the video yesterday. I forgot to put on the video yesterday week as well on my board. I've started it out and mix it up. I've started it out and mix it up. But yeah. So I'll just find it. I know I've actually got 2 videos this week, because it's like part 1 and part 2 of this game called Scratches, I think, by Vote for Holt, I think. Vote for Holt, I think. Hurry up, YouTube. Yeah, so it's 2 videos. The first one is how a 2006 horror game scared the hell out of me, by Vote for Holt. Both videos are by Vote for Holt. And the second video is called Keep It Safe Scratches Part 2. So yeah, those are the video essays of the week for this week. But yeah, so what else I've got to talk about? Uni. So this was my first week back at uni. So it's been an alright week actually. So for this semester we have 2 exams, one for my bio module and one for my cognitive module, and then I have a presentation that's due next month. Yeah, that's due like end of October, start of November time. And then we've got an essay that's due, I don't even actually know when the essay is due, but it's like I'll start that immediately after that. But yeah, it's a group presentation, and at first I was like, oh, what? I was kind of like worried, like, oh, I'm gonna be put with people I don't know, but we'll put into like random groups, and in my group I'm with 2 of my friends, like one of my friends' friends, and then a person that I don't know. But yeah, so it should be alright, because it's like I know 2 of the people like decently well, because I've just kind of known one of them since the start of this year. Well, since the start of last academic year. And one of my other friends, that's in my group, I've known her for like a little while, because last semester we were in the same class. We were in one of the same classes together. I mean, we were in all the same classes together. It's just for one of our classes, for one of our modules, it was like pathway specific, and we're both doing straight psychology. We're both doing just psychology. And it was like a smaller class for that module. It was like 20 people, so we all kind of got to know each other better in like our module specific ones. Like in our other modules, it'll be like there's supposed to be in our other modules where it's like every single psychology student, you know, everyone doing forensic psych or psych and counselling or neuroscience. We'll all be put in like the same lecture for every single other module. And so, well, there's supposed to be 120 people, I think, like 120 people-ish in our lectures, but usually like 78 to 80 people show up. I mean, there's a lot more people in this week, probably because it's the first week, but more people will probably drop off. And we have gotten actually some new people, well, not new people, like some people who I haven't seen before, because like kind of new to our class, because they're retaking second year. So they're also supposed to be in 3rd year now, but they're retaking 2nd year, so they're kind of like new to our class, to our like cohort of like the current 2nd years, because I've just gone 1st year to 2nd year. So yeah, I don't know if that made sense, but I hope it did. So yeah, but yeah, and then in our like pathway specific modules, it was like oh, there's like usually like 20 to 30 people per module, because I think we have like 4 or 5. I think we have like 4 or 5 psychology, like different psychology pathways. There's just psychology, there's straight psychology, which is the one I'm on. And then there's forensic psychology, there's psychology and counseling, there's neuroscience, there's, cognitive neuroscience. And then there's, I think at the end of last year they were talking about, oh shit. Okay. Oh, my thing has gone down dramatic. Oh, my bit rate went down a lot. It just dropped frames for like a second there. I don't know why. I've been having that problem more recently where my bitrate will just drop for a second there. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, it didn't drop a lot of frames, so I'm not too worried. And it only dropped for like 2 seconds there. But yeah, I think at the end of last year they were talking about adding like having another pathway, like sport psychology. But I don't really know anyone that's actually on that pathway, or even if we actually have that pathway. Maybe not enough people like signed up for that. Maybe not enough people signed up for that. And I know my lecturer who did our like sport, like our one lecture on like sports psych last year, he's now left. He left in the middle of semester 2. So I don't know if there's anyone else that does sports psych. Like, I think there's one lecturer. There's 2 lecturers. No, there's 3 actually. There's only 2 actually, because I don't know what the third one, like general like pathway. I don't know which one he does. But I definitely know. I think 2 of them. I know one of them is like doing like forensics, is like forensic psych, and then one of them is doing cyber psych. That cyber psych isn't like one of our pathways that we have like as a course you can take, I don't think, at my uni. But that's just like the field he's like, kind of the field of psychology that he's like specialized in. So yeah. What was I gonna say? I think that's it. It's just been like kind of an introduction week. Oh yeah, so at my uni, in one of the buildings, in the building where the library is, in like the hallway where you would have to go down to get to like the library and like to go to like one of the canteens and stuff. There's a bunch of freshers stuff. And there was a bunch of like there was a Domino's there like giving out free pizza. I didn't get any because I was like, oh, it's gotta be cold pizza, and who the fuck wants cold pizza? And speaking of pizza, actually, at one of my uni's like food places that we can buy food from, they've stopped selling pizzas. They've changed the majority of the stuff that they're selling. Like the only same things that they sell are like paninis, and I am slightly pissed about that because most of the stuff they have is like stuff I don't like. Not like they sell like paninis, which I genuinely like paninis, but the only paninis I like that my uni sells are like the meatball paninis and the ham and cheese ones, and they don't always have that one. And then they have wraps, but a lot of the wraps have lettuce on them. They have lettuce on them, and I don't like lettuce, so, and I don't want to be like picking lettuce out of my food. I don't want to be like that, so I'm just not gonna get it. They also have sausage rolls. They have vegan sausage rolls and non-vegan sausage rolls. So for like Monday and Tuesday, I just had sausage rolls, and then on Thursday, we went to like the other, like the proper restaurant, not like a cafe you can get like little bits and pieces from. But yeah, we went to the proper like restaurant that serves like hot food. I mean, the cafe sells hot food, but like it's just a different vibe. Like the restaurant sells like kind of preheated food that's like thingy, what's the word, that's like kind of kept warm, while at the like cafe they have to toast it for you. The cafe is more like, it's like the difference between like it's the difference between, I don't say it's the difference between a Costa, because we have a Costa on campus, but it's like the difference between like a Costa or like a Starbucks and like a normal like canteen, I guess. So yeah, and then on Thursday I got some like plain pasta and some garlic bread, and it was pretty nice actually. It was pretty nice. I mean, it was like slightly greasy, but in a good way. Like not pizza greasy, but like they like had like some nice oils and herbs with it. It wasn't plain. It had like some oils and herbs with it. So anyways, back to what I was originally saying. They had some fresher stuff. They had Domino's there for some reason. I think it was like, oh, they're maybe hiring or something, like, oh, part-time job for uni students, because there is a Domino's like right next to my uni. And then there was a nightclub like promoting stuff, and they literally just gave me stuff, and it was like, hey, do you want this? And I was like, sure, because it was like, oh, we were just walking past and I didn't know what to say, and I didn't want to like be like, oh no thanks, I didn't know what to say, so I was just like, yeah, sure. And it's like free stuff. It was like, oh, if you buy like a drink, you can get a free shot, and you can get free entry. And I do not go to clubs, so I'm probably going to give that to either my sister or my dad. Probably my sister, because this nightclub that was at my uni, I don't think my dad sometimes goes to. I don't know if my dad's ever gone to that. And my sister would probably make fun of him if he ever went to this nightclub. So yeah, I'm probably just going to give it to my sister. She goes out more than me, so yeah. And there was like some other like career stuff, and there was like people there advertising the accommodation that's like near my uni and stuff. So yeah. Anyways. I want to get to drift investigations. Let's go into Turnabout Reminiscence. Turnabout Reminiscence. Kay Faraday. The young lady who calls herself the second Yetagarazu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. Okay. But it was the great thief Yetagarazu that told me to do it. I asked to defend it. Just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know the true identity of the Yetagarazu. Oh. Okay. The Yetagarazu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yetagarazu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you stuck into the embassy. Oh, this is taking quite a turn. Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yetagarazu? Wait. Mr. Rill, I think we've heard just about enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You've got to believe me. Is that guy related to Kay? Because they have the same last name. Is that like her dad or something? In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. Okay. Okay, we're in the prosecutor's lobby. Well, not prosecutor's lobby, just the courtroom lobby. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. Okay, we're the new prosecutor, obviously. And so, it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be... As a replacement for a prosecutor has been accused by the defendant. First assignment? He had a different first case, though. Which was Turnabout Beginnings. Huh? Edgeworth. Oh, it's Von Karma. Sir. Have you read over all of the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred Von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honoured and proud. As I have watched over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. Oh, I hate this guy so much. That such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Okay, let's talk to Manfred actually. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Bern Faraday, gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Bern Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me how we're punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. Like what? Like you, Von Karma? The guy who, killed Gregory Edgeworth? However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals, I see. And what's the achievement for this case? Completing episode 4 of this case. So complete this case. There's an achievement for successfully checkmating an opponent in mind chess, but I think that's a prosecutor's gambit feature. For examining all 3 benches, the prosecutions, the defences and the judges. Okay, is there any other achievement for this case? For presenting Kay's promise notebook to her. Anything else? Let's see. No, I don't think so. No. Okay, so giving Kay's notebook to her and examining all the benches. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday has will not be forgiven. Have no fear, I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused, Prosecutor Bern Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma. So, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood. A murder was committed on September the 8th in front of the Cordobian embassy. The victim, Mr. Deadman, was a dead man. These games have such like stupid joke names, was a staff member at the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackerel, oh my god, was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarazu had successfully infiltrated the Kodopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarazu, but that he did not kill Deedman. Is it Deedman or Deadman? I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down well in the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to, by the real Yatagarazu, Bern Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Kodopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG8 incident. The second KG8 incident? I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? What the fuck does he mean by second KG8? I don't even know what KG8 is. All I know is it's a case number. So, what do you mean by the second KG8 incident? In order for me to tell you, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? We've heard of the Amano Group, haven't we? Yeah, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. Oh yeah, Ernest Amano was in the last case. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Kodopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yeah, a Kodopian by the name of Manny Kochin was the suspect. However, due to the lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? Ha! If only I was in charge of the case. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt, to make sure that all criminals are found guilty. My mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor in the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG8 incident as well? That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case that you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling operation. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG8 incident, and I love how my webcam is just blocking Edgeworth's face. I'm going to put my face there for now. So that's why it is being called the second KG8 incident? Yeah, there's one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar, the great thief Yatagarazu. Yatagarazu? I'd better find out more. If it is true that the Yatagarazu showed up at the Kodopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? And no doubt to steal any suspicion, accounting records and release them publicly. Or more likely to steal secrets from the Kodopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarazu stole from now was sent to the police. What was it that the Yatagarazu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning stolen items to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yeah, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KGA incident and the Yatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. Oh, that's K. Oh my god, it's baby K! What is it, little girl? You're scary, mister. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. Fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But looks like you exacted $1. Is this what you want? Thanks, that's exactly what I needed. Could that Jowl be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Chill out, Von Karma. Oh, there's the bailiff. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is complete. I'm just checking this Discord notification. There we go. Why, you didn't even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. I can have you mopping up this courtroom instead of protecting it in an instant. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. You'd better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. And now here is our prosecutorial debut. Okay, here we are in the courtroom. Where's the judge? And the defense? Where the fuck are they? Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. Why the fuck you wouldn't you pay attention? Oh my god. There's the judge, and the first time he's got a full sprite. Like, it must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Was it actually a gun, Your Honor? Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. So it looks like the trial is about to resume, however... Yeah, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sirs. Is that Gumshoe? Because I know he had a beige coat beforehand. Silence. There shall be no yelling in the sacred hall of your law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. Yeah, it's Gumshoe. Please. Wait, you have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead, Your Honor. Okay. What? Oh, and there's the defense. I don't remember her name. I know I've heard it before, but yeah. Stay back. No one's allowed on the crime scene, period. Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hotspot. Isn't she Mr. Rell's defense attorney? Yeah. Hey you, you're running the hallway, pal. And who are you to tell me what to do? I never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Okay. Talk Detective Gumshoe. And you are... Who, me? Hey pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken, my name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor. A prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. Wait until you meet Francisca. I've told you my name, now would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. My little dream is what I was born to do. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know, I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that, but it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Well, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge, so you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to the defendant lobby number 2. So you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot and then I kind of froze. You're a detective and a measly gunshot scared you that much? Then again, I can hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range. Yeah, sucks. Then Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into lobby number 2 together and both men were lying there dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting, other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Okay, should we talk to Detective Bad then? I'm assuming this is Bad. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Terrobad. Homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. A kid? I mean, he's like 20. I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Again, he's like 20. I think. Yeah, he's like 20. Because I think I remember from Turn About Beginnings, like looking in the ages and stuff. I know that, you know, Turn About Beginnings, that was Mia's debut as well. And she was like 24 at the time of her debut-ish. Like 24. Because she was 27 at the start of the first Turnabout. And the Turnabout Beginnings happened like 3 years before then. So she would have been 24-ish. And she's like 3-4 years older than Phoenix and Edgeworth. So Edgeworth would have been like 21 at that time, I think. So yeah, he's an adult like you. He's just younger than you would expect for a prosecutor. Is he threatening me? Kind of. Is he going for his gun? Oh no, he's probably going for it. Oh no, I thought he was gonna go for a lighter because he has a cigarette in his mouth. It's just a mirror. How did he trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Mackerel, was shot and killed. Oh, he was found holding a bleeding knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big look over there. His name's Gumshoe. We should have talked to this guy first. He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy is really testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides are my only gig. The Yatagarazu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarazu's characteristics. in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Yetagarazu or not. Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son, I'm not your son, Pops. Okay, I think that's everything we can talk to with the detective here. So let's talk to this defense attorney. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know, especially at a time like this. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. Mr. Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? How do you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma? Cocky bastard. Now I understand why people in the fandom call him Bratworth. Specifically like this version, in like this suit. So like in like this case and in Beginnings and Memories. Was it Memories? Was it about Memories? Is it? Yeah, I think so. The first case of Trials and Tribulations. Do not take me for some naive novice, but this is your first case, so you are a newbie. Do not take me for some naive novice. Cringe. She's just cringing at you, mate. So you're a student of Von Karma. I should have. Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop with that. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Yeah, and kind of cringe. Thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu. Is she connected to? What's her name? CCU. Is she related to CCU in any capacity? And if you tell the truth, then we were about to go head to head in court. But of course, I've heard much about you, Miss Yu. But of course, I have heard much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? What's so funny? I love her already. It's just the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine, don't worry about it. Okay, and here's one of the bailiffs. Miss you. There is someone who wishes to see you. Who is it? Cadopian Embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin. What? Huh? What's going on? Detective Bad and misused mood just changed all of a sudden. Isn't he supposed to be dead? Isn't he supposed to be dead? Isn't he supposed to be dead? Oh no, he was found not guilty. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny coaching? I'll be right there. It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again. No. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine, I didn't get to read all of that. And there's Manfred. Bad. Von Karma? It's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Yetagarazu is involved, and I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yeah, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective. I feel like I'm about to sneeze, but not. And it's annoying. I do this every stream, I swear. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on, no bad. The man that I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG8 incident? So I was right. Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. I would have proven his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on the topic, I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation.
Objection!
Is that Callisto? Callisto? Oh no! I thought that was Callisto for a second, but no, it's Francisca. I am very bad at like recognizing voice lines. And I think this is the first time we've heard like child Francisca's voice. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Francisca, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation, what else? Francisca von Karma. So she is here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who's also junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me and don't you forget it. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Ha. If you are able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I never allow myself to lose to you. Never. Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, I'm really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case. Yeah, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself, and I'm 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. That's just like Francisca. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad? Yeah? These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? To be fair, again, Edgeworth isn't a kid. I think he's like 20. Ha, this is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. A crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bad, and I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Francisca, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Okay, so we get to do some investigating. Hold on, Von Karma, I haven't agreed to this. But Von Karma gets the final say because he's the head of the crime scene, he's leading it. Miles Edgeworth, it's been quite some time, Francisca. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. To be fair, he's older, so of course he would become a prosecutor first. He's like what, 7-ish years older than you, so of course he would become a prosecutor first. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth, as I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. Loser. Could be me. It looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task. Okay. Okay. It looks like there was some I feel like there was some sort of commotion though. Because the way they're lay is the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously? Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Yeah, you said that twice before. Competition. The person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name. Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth. So she was obsessed with the word foolish from the very beginning. Fine, whatever makes you happy. Can I take that as you accepted my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am. Competing to discover the truth behind the crime. How delightfully childish. Yeah. And we have bad hair. You kids, over here, over there, hold it. Kid. Ha, serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid. Okay, you're the only one that he has any right to say kid to, because you're like 13, Francisca. He's like close to my age. Like, he's like 20. I said kids, kid. How do you call me a kid as well? Again, you're younger. Like 7 years younger. I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Technically, it's Manfred's crime scene, but whatever. Hey, big guy, you're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. Now, do I say from now on, kids, okay? You'd better get our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do. Then you, prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started already, right? Alright? Great, now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Gonna move on, prosecutor boy. My name is Miles Edgeoff. Yeah, we just told you that, Gumshoe. And if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Investigation begins. Detective Bad, may I have a word for you? What is it? It appears that both the knife and gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire these weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member, but I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rao was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in, which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? But then why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if it's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence? He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Huh? Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. No, yeah, I feel that it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I first must find conclusive evidence so as to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. Okay, then let's examine first and we can see if we can talk to people. It looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rao. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other somehow. Using logic, the only logical conclusion is, aha! What was that outburst for? My detective's instinct just hit me hard. It was Mr. Rao that fell firstly. You don't need a detective's instinct for that, it's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. So, we've got the bodies. We've got this bloodstained bag here. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. Maybe that bloody bag was for keeping the knife in? You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally, I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy? Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? But then again, why does only one have blood on it, and the rest don't? It looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Brown and fell on top of him while still gripping the gun. I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. You're a detective! It's kind of in your job description to know how to use a gun when needed. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Okay, that's been added to our court record. Mr. Faraday, how ironic is it for him to lose his life in a courthouse? Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Then you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. First he killed a Cotopian embassy member, then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Oh? What makes you say that? Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Deadman. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something. Detective's intuition? Yep. Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that I'll detect. We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Then about the bloody knife. Looks like Mr. Rao died with a knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. Then he must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Hello, Cry! Hello! Welcome on in. How you doing? Hello. Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes down for it. Okay, is that everything? Is that everything that's to be examined? I think it is. Oh wait, no. His hand is all black down here, see, I wonder what it could be. Oh, I didn't even see that! If you look closely, this blotchy pattern resembles an ink stain. I'll be so for real, probably listening to the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack. I can't hear you. Oh my god, that is honestly so real. There's been this TikTok audio that's been going around recently of Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan mixed in with a song from Phantom of the Opera, and it fucking slaps, dude. I made a Goran edit and I made an Ace Attorney edit to it, like, and I posted it like the other day, and it fucking is so fucking good, man. If you want to watch it, it's like one of my pinned videos on TikTok. I paused my song for you, Poppy. Woo! But yeah, that Pink Pony Club Phantom of the Opera like mashup on TikTok is fucking amazing, man. Fucking amazing. I can't be bothered bringing up TikTok and put it on stream because then I'd have to make a browser source and shit. I can't be bothered to do that. It's so good. It is so good. I love it. I also just love Chapel Roan in general. I have the songs I can think of that are on my playlist are Pink Pony Club, Hot to Go, and what's the other one? I know I have 3 Chapel Roan songs on my playlist. I fuck with Phantom of the Opera hard. That is so real. Also add stats in like less than 5 minutes. What's the other song that I have on my Chapel Roan playlist? Not my Chapel Roan playlist. On my normal playlist, Well, Trouble Wrong, Good Luck Babe, Hot to Go, and Pink Pony Club. Those are the ones I have on my Now playlist. So yeah, it is so good. Oh wait, Dingsday. Friday must have been left-handed. Normal playlist goes hard. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. I have one playlist that I put the majority of my songs on. It is 95 hours long. And what's the last song I put on it? God Games from Epic the Musical, because I keep hearing it on TikTok, and I haven't listened to God Games specifically yet, but I just put I've just put like the newer songs onto my playlist, and it's the only one of the newer songs I've actually listened to is Little Wolf, which I think have I made an edit to that? I can't think if I have. Oh, I think I have actually. Yeah, I think it might be in my draft somewhere. My playlist is called Live Love Lobotomy. Honestly, that is so fucking real. That is so fucking real. Mine is literally only called music because when I made it 5 years ago, I didn't have a more creative name to come up with it. But yeah, that goes fucking hard. An ink stain? Yeah, you should get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen. A feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't making it up, pal? Has this guy never heard of a quill? Has this guy never heard of a quill? That's wild and real. I think the first song I have on my playlist is Treat You Better by Shawn Mendes, which is crazy because I don't even really listen to Shawn Mendes anymore. Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct? You know, so you jump scare. What do you mean jump scare? Fuck you mean jump scare? Fuck you mean jump scare? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? I get annoyed skipping too many songs I don't listen to anymore. To be fair, I don't think I have that many Shawn Mendes songs on my playlist. I mean, I'll listen to a song of his. I got 4 songs of his on my playlist. That's Treat You Better, Stitches, In My Blood, and Mercy. To be fair, I still do listen to Stitches on occasion. Mercy still slaps. Last time I listened to it. But yeah, I haven't listened to a lot of Shawn Mendes recently. But I do listen to a few songs that I added on 5 years ago. Like Centuries, Immortals, The Phoenix. Fucking amazing songs. I also had a phase of being obsessed with Imagine Dragons. It's given 2016. Stitches Goes Wild, it's given 2016 now. Yeah, real. Fall Out Boy? Yes. Fucking love Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory of them the way they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I saw them in concert. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds so fucking fun. I haven't actually been to a concert. And honestly, I would get too overwhelmed at a concert. I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it. Labby. Yeah, sir, we've taken enough photos of the scene, and the ad is in progress. So just reread that one, yeah, this. I'll come bring you to a concert, probably, don't worry. Okay, you just come over here then, because no way am I taking a 12-hour plane ride over to America. Don't say anything too important. There's an ad. Yeah, I know there's an ad. Okay, I need a stretch. I'm gonna check this Discord ping while there is an ad. And my webcam went off. the ad should be ending soon. And welcome back from the ad, everyone. Welcome back from the ad. Yeah, you take the what is it, 12-hour plane ride over here? Because no way am I getting on a 12-hour plane. No way am I getting on a plane for 12 hours. But yeah, so I've taken enough photos of the scenes there. And there you have it. Do not approve. It's perhaps not 12. Wait. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. What the plane ride would be from your state to the nearest airport to me. I can't think of how your state is being spelled. I can't think of the spelling of your state. Fact check it, I'm saying 7. I'm trying to think of how you spell your state. There. That's how you say it. Let's see. How long would it be? Okay, so the shortest one is 9 hours, and the longest one is almost 14 hours. So Pennsylvania is my dyslexic ass can spell it. So yeah, it's like between 9 and almost 14 hours. Actually, I can't believe I forgot. I need to check what time I'm in work. I need to check my work schedule for tomorrow. Okay, I'm in at 11:30 tomorrow. I can stay up later today. You're streaming. I have to fly out of Washington if I want direct or Baltimore. Okay. I can see what it is from what I'm taking my glasses off, so reflection. Shit. There we go. Fuck's sake. Oh, fuck's sake, man. Oh my god. There we go. Oh, fuck. I cannot read chat right now because my glasses are off. I'll look it up now. Fuck's sake. Wait, I've just leaved what I said. Serious mode activated. But why is it being a dick? This is what? If I could have to get a passport though. Oh fuck. Oh fuck's sake. I'm guessing you mean DC. Okay, 9.5 hours from Washington, and then from Baltimore. Okay, that's like same time then, 9.5 hours. So it's not as long as I have initially thought. Yeah, DC. Yeah. So yeah, like 9.5 hours. I'd still hate that because the longest I've ever been on is like 2-3 hour flights. So yeah, I'm scared of. I hate long flights. Of course not. What the fuck? I've been on a 2-hour flight and I think I died. Same, honestly. For fuck's sake. I mean, if there was something similar to, I think it's like the Eurotunnel or something like that, which connects like England to like mainland Europe. If there's something like that, but from Europe to America, I don't know if there is, but I doubt it. If there's something like that, like, is it called the Eurotunnel? Yeah, Eurotunnel. Yeah, I think it connects. Oh, what even is it? connects Folkestone with Cockel's beneath the English Channel. Yeah, so it connects it's the underground train, right? Yeah, I think it's the one that connects. Yeah, it's the one that connects the UK to like mainland Europe. So if you think about it, UK is like, you know, the tiny little island with water tunnels. Yeah. It connects England to, where even is this? To France. It goes from it's from England to France, because France is like the closest country. One of the closest countries to the UK. Yeah, no, there's nothing like that between the US and UK though. Yeah, I would love it if there was something like the Eurotunnel. That's kind of low-key impossible. I wish it was possible though. Kinda wish it was. I'm just guessing it's because the only reason it's possible is like because of how close like the UK. You could come see me. Oh my god, yeah, I wish. Yeah. But I'm guessing it's because of how close the UK is to like France. Like in the channel, in the English Channel, though I'm guessing the water isn't that deep where the pressure would be high enough to absolutely destroy the Eurotunnel. Or like it would be so expensive that it's basically impossible to have like really pressurized tunnel, or like have something to be able to substantiate like really high pressure that's between, you know, the UK and America. I don't know the science behind it, but yeah. Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will ya? Okay, please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get it. Oh my god, I have such an itchy nose. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. Okay, he's separating the bodies. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. Mackerel got shot, and then Faraday got stabbed. I won't rest until I've investigated every nook and cranny. So yeah, he got shot in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week, and I still haven't fired a single round yet. Do I have any burn marks on his clothes? That must mean it wasn't very close, right? It wasn't like a close gunshot then. Wait, burn marks? A round goes very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. God, Mr. Rowell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal. I mean, isn't that kind of... Shouldn't a detective know that about burn marks? Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Even though marsupial would be more intelligent than him. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Bell is holding. Ouch. What's wrong, detective? My stomach's starting to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, alright? And there's a pen in his pocket. There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Okay, let's bring it into our logic-y thing. Hey, you know, I always keep a pen behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me you should always write your name on everything you own. Yeah, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. There's a knife wound in his chest, Tessie. I wonder if this wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding. Labby. Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory in any case. What a crazy way to go. Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. Maybe maybe Mackerel stabbed first, was the aggressor, and then as he was trying to, you know, as maybe he was, you know, backing up, Friday was like, pew, and yeah, killed Mackerel. And then Friday was like, oh shit, what have I done? And decided, you know, go closer to him. But then Mackerel just like, bleh. And then Friday went, bleh. So, I don't know. Okay, that's been done into a court record. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Okay, so we can't examine further over there. It looks like the sofa is ready to be disposed of. It's so soft I could sleep for all 25 hours of the day on this thing. It's only 24 hours of the day though, Gumshoe. No wonder Francisco and Miles dock your pay. If only I could dispose of him. This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. There are some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Yeah. So was there much of a commotion or not? Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know. Maybe the plastic bags were scattered on the floor and are throwing us off. Yeah. There's Francisco, there's Bad. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? The TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one? Oh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. Ah! What? And way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. No, but I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the Rocky here needs to shore up on. The window is open and there's a fresh, flowery scent in the air. Ugh, the flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? At least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the third floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the window? Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right? They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. Okay, do we have anything to look at? I checked it out, but I've had to take another look. I don't think there's much else to examine. I don't think. There's the gun. Mr. Faraday's holding a gun in his right hand. That's one Mr. Rao got blown away with, right? Labby, your answer. Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do match the gun. Our ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints that gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Gumshoe probably used, you know, ChatGPT when he was, you know, training to be a detective. And I'm checking this Discord thing really quickly. But yeah, Gumshoe probably used ChatGPT to, you know, cheat his way through his training, which is crazy. And the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on the bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. Yeah, that's right. Of course, I already knew all about that, pal. Maybe you'd better off going back to the academy. Yeah. Come on, sir. Give me some slack, sir, will ya? So the bullet when I was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. Rao. I forgot his name for a second there because I skipped over the last bit. I think that's it. Is that it? There's the table. We can talk to people. That's for the crime scene. But yeah, we can talk to people. But I think it's time for maybe logic mode. So let's see. Oh, fountain pen and ink stain. That's an easy one to connect. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Well, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe. I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. Thanks, lab guy. Oh, you know I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. Okay, and then we have... Why is the neat and tidy table? Why is that neat and tidy table and then plastic bags thrown about? There's a very tiny pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason. I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Please get that blood away from me, pal. You're a detective. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. This guy, man. Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so, I leave it in your hands, pal. That's been added to our court record. I guess there's not much left to investigate her. They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. Okay, there's still something very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed another one is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there's another possibility. No way, pal? Really? I suppose I'll just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. I won't rest until I've investigated every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Oh wait, is it the gun? Because Faraday was a lefty. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? So yeah, the pen. Now I come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. I mean, he could be ambidextrous, but that's pretty rare. It's more likely that he's left-handed, because left-handed people make up like 10% of the population, and I'm gonna look it up now. How many people are ambidextrous? 1%, which is still like what, 80 million people, according to Google, aka the top result, the like little Google blurb thing from Wikipedia. But yeah, left-handed people are 10%, ambidextrous people 1%. So I mean, it's not unlikely. Okay, it kind of is just more unlikely that it's ambidextrous. It's more likely that he's left-handed than he's ambidextrous. And yet the handgun in is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is a great contradiction haunted this crime scene. And you're right, pal, that does seem kind of strange, but how could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. Okay, investigation complete. Here's the autopsy report. It is probable that Mr. Rose survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. But how could that be when Faraday fell on top of mackerel. It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course, the incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There is absolutely no margin for doubt. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Ha! I ain't saying that just because I figured out the truth before you. That you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright, if you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. Okay. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rell survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell, and Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Okay, rebuttal time. Okay, cross-examination time. Okay. I don't think that might be true. I don't know how true that would be. That he grabbed the knife on the brink of death. So you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test, but stealing a knife? So the two men struggled, and in the end Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yeah, my logic is perfectly sound. But again, what about the table? And literally everything else in this room is fine, except for the couple of bags that are on the floor. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So if you could append that statement to your testimony, fine. He struggled, and Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. Because you didn't hear a struggle. So I doubt that could be the case. I doubt that could be the case. If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Hey, he placed too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of the argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It's not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point. Maybe. So what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. Isn't there something strange in Francisca's statement just now? Yeah, kind of. Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? Let me look at that again. Took the knife from the bag. Was his fingerprints on the bag? Let me have a look. Crime scene notes. Bernard Faraday, Mackrell, discovered immediately after a gunshot was heard. Faraday died from a knife stabbed to the chest. The shock from the stabbing caused instantaneous death. Rell died from a bullet wound to the chest. No gunpowder burned on his clothes, suggesting he was shot from a few yards away. Possible he was alive for a little while after being shot. Oh really? Is it really not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed because it was instantaneous death. According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. And I go, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that. Literally, ooh, you got me. But of course, well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible, before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. She is obsessed with the word fool. How naive of you to believe that the only opinion what did he say? My brain did not comprehend that. Believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Francisca, you've still got a ways to go. Yeah, you're the naive one, Francisca. What are you talking about? Are you seeing there's a flaw in my logic? Yeah, kind of. Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to a contradiction in the scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is the order the bodies fell. Let me get it straight. What you're arguing is this: Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which the bodies are. Now, Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's, therefore. Oh shit. My frame's dropped. My frame's dropped for a second there. I'm gonna wait until they go back up. There we go. I panicked for a second there. Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible. Yeah, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind... Objection! I did not read what he said. What did he say? What did Edward say? Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene that we must solve is... No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that is even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. Okay, I've got another argument. It was just a chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. I just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt they attacked each other at the same time. What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver. Then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That's how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on the top. At close range, that is more than possible. It wasn't at close range though. There was no gunpowder burns. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, there's no gunpowder burns on Rell. So I don't know how your logic checks out. Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. Okay, come on, fine. It wasn't close range though. Let's present the gun. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Vell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Vell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yeah, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Vell moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. Well, a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill her? Who? The person that attacked first with murderous intent. That would be... If we say either Faraday or Rel, then there's still going to be a contradiction because they were yards apart. How could Rel have killed Faraday? And how could Faraday have... And how could okay, if Rel attacks first, then how could Faraday have shot Rel? Because he died instantaneously. But if Faraday attacks first, then how am I thinking of? Then how was there no gunpowder marks on Rel? And how did they end up on top of each other? So I'm gonna say neither. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can be only one explanation. There was a third person in here. It was a third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. If the third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved? The gun.
Take that!
I'm gonna guess. That the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood in it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for a moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could have used the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Dun dun dun. Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yeah.
Objection!
Who just objected? Oh, it's the judge and Callisto. And the judge looks fucking pissed, man. Look at him. Look just how hench he looks. He just is like, what the fuck is going on? I'm gonna fist fight somebody. What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? To be fair, he was the only other person on the scene. What's the meaning of this? Ha, looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time, but I say on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Miss you, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let his honor explain it himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the reset, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. Bitch! What? See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe? Did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir. It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Was that statement really a lie? Doubt it. I doubt it, because it's Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, you're now suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth. Oh, so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. No. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Calm, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? Motive. I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive. Huh. Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that a fact? Objection. You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying. The more natural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there, super pale, as Mr. Faraday yelled, That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit. A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for a perfect explanation? What about mackerel? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge. Quiet. We can't trust anything you say. Sir, there's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed per se, but there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misused perfect explanation may not be so perfect after all at all. Yeah, what about her? Not her. What about his motive for killing Mackerel? We don't have one for that yet. We just have a motive for killing Faraday, but not Mackerel.
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect? Is it not to your liking? Not liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is that something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. We always raise an objection. Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. Motive for killing Rel. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel? His motive for killing Rel? Like I would know. You just proposed a theory for his motive for killing Faraday. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? But that's impossible. She must know something. Wait, can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so tight, or is that a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Again, Edgeworth isn't a kid. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Faraday and Rel. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there really no one out there with a grudge against both men? Let me look at that. Maybe it's something to do with the Cadopian Embassy? With the KG8 or whatever it's called. I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KG8 incident, as people are calling it, involved an embassy staff member and the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them? I'm gonna present that. Let's present KG8 then.
Objection!
Because he did mention it. He did mention KG8. Miss you, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? Is it Cece? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rao. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect of in the original KG8 incident. Oh, it's the original suspect. And a member of the Cadopian Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Coltrane. Oh yeah, Callisto was talking to him earlier. That's right. Wait, is she actually called Callisto? Because I feel like I might... Yeah, Callisto. Because I don't know why. In my head, I was thinking, oh, is her name actually Callisto? Instead of Callisto, but no, her name is Callisto. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Cadopian Embassy staff, Mr. Rao, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Coachman has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have had a reason or two. You covered for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. Perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to uphold. But I didn't do it. You stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny coaching for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any I didn't have time to mute, oh my god. You want to investigate coaching? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Coaching was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. But they lost him, didn't it? Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way, come on, Detective Bad. You've got to believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step in this room, sir. Maybe check the security cameras if there is any. I assume so since we're in a courthouse. Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself, it's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up, I spaced out while on duty or the like. Come on, Gumshoe, time for your interrogation. Detective Bad. My nose just became 20 times more stuff. It's so cold in there, oh my god. Miles Edgeworth, I'll go on ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as I say, is that. Right, everyone? Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do miss you, there is something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? Come on, you. So, what did you want to ask me about? The KG8 incident. The current case of the murdered Cadopian staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like you to tell me everything you know about the original case KG8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG8 incident. Oh, is it because of CCU as well? I'd appreciate it if you'd stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless, both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. What? Think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me? If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I mean, we are in a courtroom, so we are in a courthouse. So I'm not going to make any headway in it like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG8 incident she is. Present the KG8 incident overview. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG8 incident. That follows your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG8 incident through the victim? Your connection to the KG8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will know that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? What? Sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but... Again, we're in a courthouse. Of course he's gonna look serious. Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Come on, you. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU, as I thought, and she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial. by Manny Colchin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree, all because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Colchin's trial was over. Apparently a man in a black made off with the most important piece of evidence. Then the evidence had been tampered with? Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring was being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Colchin out. Turns out they were in a league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know, which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with this smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Colchin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently he only found out I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he should say hi and one other thing. Looks like he couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? The dick? Oh boy, stop with that with the scary face already. I'm fine. Really, I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claimed that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess it wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edward, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth? I know you get tired of making such a serious face all the time. I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. And there she goes. There she's off. The KG8 incident and this murder investigation. It's my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honourable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. And to be continued, yeah, we're gonna continue straight into the next part. I'm gonna check this discard pane. Yeah, let's save. Oh, right. There. Okay, I need to go blow my nose really quickly. The ad will be on in like 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna move over to the brick screen for like a minute. So yeah, I'll be a minute. I've returned. You know what's annoying though? You know what's annoying? I turned to the wrong screen. But I hate it. So my nose is stuff like here, or like the bridge of my nose. So like here and like here. So it's annoying because obviously my glasses sit there. And like I can't properly blow my nose because it's not like here. And it won't like come out of my nose. So it's so annoying. But yeah, we'll do one more part. And then we have like half of this, maybe like half of this case left, I think. But yeah, we'll do the rest of this on Sunday. But yeah, we have 2 more parts yet. And yeah. And yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I tweeted out something earlier. You know what's weird about Twitch? So you may have noticed it. In the categories bit under my stream, you might notice this if you've watched any of my other Ace Attorney streams. That, you know, any other streams that are not Edge of Investigation. So any of my Phoenix Wright or like Great Ace Attorney or Apollo Justice or whatever. That each of those collections have their own category. So the Phoenix Wright trilogy has its own a category, as well as I think the first Phoenix Wright, Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations also having their own separate categories. Same with Great Ace Attorney. Not same with Great Ace Attorney because I don't think each separate game has its own category. At least on like UK servers, it might be different on Japanese servers, because the first Great Ace Attorney and the second Great Ace Attorney were originally before the collection released back 3 years ago. They are only released in Japan. So maybe this is different on Japanese servers. But yeah, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles has its own category. The Apollo Justice trilogy has its own category, as well as the first Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies, and Spirit of Justice having their own categories, right? And then but then with Edge of Investigations, the Investigations collection doesn't have its own category. So I have to use the Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth category, you know, the first game, and then when I complete this case and turn it back ablaze, and when I start whatever the first case of Prosecutor's Gambit is, I'll have to choose Prosecutor's Gambit instead of choosing Investigations collection, which is annoying, but whatever. So, what is to become of the trial into the Cadopian embassy staff member's murder? And the ad is starting soon, by the way. Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for the trial will be transferred to you in a little while. So, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus, right, sir? I grow weary of this topic. I'll have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. What do you mean you'll consider it? Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for? I know that the ad is in progress, so let me check these Discord notifications. I need to put moisturiser on my hands. I need to put moisturiser on my hands because my hands are very dry at the moment. So yeah, I'll do that while the ad is still in progress. I slightly hate how it feels to have moisturiser on my hands. And there's a TikTok I saw on my For You page a while ago where it was like, oh, I need to put moisturiser on my hands or something like that. And it was like, oh, I have moisturiser on my hands because it just feels kind of icky. So yeah, the ad is finishing off soon. Welcome back from the ad. I have just put moisturiser on my hands. So yeah. I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rao. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. You dick! Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I were competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edward, Francisca, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yeah, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Mars Edra. I know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved in this case. And we have Callisto right here. I love her design. I love her. Miss you. Oh, it's you, Edward. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now, it's still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What? Why are you whipping me? Instead of Callisto. Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrow scrunch with lines on your forehead. And now, to ask of you, what exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Fair enough, laughing being a coping mechanism. I feel like I need to sneeze again, oh my god. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behaviour at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad? Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. So taking that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right, he was the one who was supposed to protect my sister Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG8 incident from my papa, but how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim in that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I'm just making a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. Didn't mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Ooh, Yatagarasu next. Miss you. I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? What companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Right then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. I don't think he is. I don't think the Yatagarasu has ever killed anyone. Not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be sued by... There, I choose carefully, just like you wanted. And that just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them the lie? Because you're a brat? And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I'd never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such information and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. It sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad. But don't your lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during the recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, then he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody hell, but she's not laughing. Her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway on lobby number 2. I see. Okay, then we got to talk about her about macro. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Backrell. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Mate, that was so true. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu, he had just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rell's crimes was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there is no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yeah, that's right. I see. So defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job it is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they're no match for us Von Karmas. I don't believe it, you're serious. Why did you say that face was something really worth being serious about? Nedra, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. Did she really kill those two? Did she really kill Faraday and Rell? I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a no-killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such things. The only way I had to get close to Mr. L was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss You. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Okay, let's go talk to him then. But what is this guy doing? And there's so many pictures of the judges, of previous judges, up here that I hadn't even noticed. Like, has anyone else noticed this? I'm sent here. But yeah, has anyone else? I can't. I wish I could stand slightly more back, whatever. Has anyone else noticed that these pictures of the judges, like here? I like those. I like those. But yeah, what is this guy doing? What is that guy doing? He's just messing about with the water cannon. Got something in my eye as well, oh my god. Oh. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. Get it. Ouch. As am I. Great. I don't think you need to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. You have very little honor. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in evidence, detective. Oh my god. My eyes are itchy. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you are not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, even had you not requested me to even if you had not requested me to, detective. Mostly for murder. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the criminal affairs department. By the time I got down to criminal affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the exact same thing in an elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. But I don't think, like, I mean, was he supposed to go down? I'm assuming he was supposed to, I'm assuming he was told to go down to criminal affairs instead of his usual post. But he was like told, hey, I'm gonna dock your fucking pay. But I don't think that's worthy of getting your pay docked over. Like, sure, he could have been told off of like, oh yeah, he could have been told like, I told you to come down to criminal affairs. You're kind of fucking late. But maybe approach him with a little more sympathy. Like, come on, it's his first day it was his first day at criminal affairs. You claim to be a standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so and from whom? Earlier at around 3:20 and from Detective Bad Pal. Today's trial took a real crazy turn. And so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard it. Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard her. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. Yeah, sure. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Ah, wait, you can't do that. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Badge, so you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah, hands off, pal. Just show it to us already. Ow! Annual bonus check within of $5 total, except there's no check inside. You've had your look now, give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it in cash straight today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? Leave him alone, don't be mean. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No way, since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. His testimony. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to examine that. And wait, hey! Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me just skip this text, because I'm not reading that. I didn't mean to do that. Wait, is that the Thinker statue? I feel like that's a reference to the first turnabout. Not going there. Wait, can we go in there? We can. I want to examine. I want to get the achievement. Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. By that time, I should already be standing here. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Francisca, I'll eat my cravat. And there's the judge. Can we go up on the judge's thing? Oh, yes, we can. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. This is Jeremy? I don't know. Oh no, that would be there's only 2 seats, so that would be what's it called? The stenographer, I think? Is it stenographer? Stenographer. Yeah, stenographer. Stenographer, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah. Let's examine this one. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I never. I'll have you know I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. And we have that achievement. Okay, let's actually talk to Gumshoe. No, I didn't mean to talk to Thingy. Francisca, I meant to talk to Gumshoe and present this. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either? Is that correct? Yep, not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. Yeah, right. You do realise that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself? Huh? Oh, but it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the 2 guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. Maybe he came through the window, but there's iron bars on the window, so I don't know. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he even do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation The hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Okay. Then let's go then. Oh, there's baby K. At you. How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Yeah, it was. Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. A Swiss roll. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Don't arrest her. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt with next time we meet. I believe I've asked all I need to ask of this man. Now for Detective Ban and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruff face, right? My nose is so itchy, oh my god. I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Is this the way? I'm guessing this is the way. Yeah, it is. It feels weird seeing seeing the full sprite of the judge. I thought he'd be taller instead of being kind of short. He looks so short. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. Why does he look so short? He looks so short. I mean, I get it. Ban is like kind of tall, but the judge looks so short next to him. Look at him. He looks like a teenager. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're the new prosecutor Mr. Van Karma recommended, right? I still can't believe that this guy is shorter than Edgeworth. This guy, oh, look, he's like they're the same height. But oh my god, his sprite looks so weird. Maybe I'm just used to the anime version. Wait, I'm gonna look it up. It's a tiny anime judge. Cause he looks much taller. Wait, what's the what's the Northwood my turnabout? That's the case I'm thinking of. But I wonder. Wait, do we get a scene of him standing up in? I know we got a scene of him standing up in Northwood. My turnabout. But I can't remember at what point exactly. Can't think. I'm trying to find it, but I can't. Well, we get like scenes of him in Northwood my turnabout in the anime of him standing up. And he's like the same height as Gumshoe, and Gumshoe is like decently tall. So seeing him to be the same height as Edgeworth is throwing me the fuck off. Oh, you're the new prosecutor Mr. Van Karma recommended, right? My name is Mouse Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred Van Karma's daughter, Francisca Van Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see, Mr. New Prosecutor recommend. I bit my tongue. Of course he did. Of course he did. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer me as just Miss Van Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh, very well, then. I shall call you Miss Von Comma, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honour, Mr. Edgeworth is fine. Sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yeah, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Alright, after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honour. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detectives' exact movements. Begin investigation. I guess we can just talk to the judge now. Your Honour, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me or something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honour. Very well, you may continue with testimony. Your Honour, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh, I had no idea you were chasing after me on my testimony. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you could go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that detective Gumshoe was it, but he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there's no soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honour, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry, please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition had said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho 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 ho. Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. Nope, he doesn't. That's probably all I'm going to find from his honour. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honour. Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yeah, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Okay, let's start to bad now then. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about you do some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Comma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. So I heard you are the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here? Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know. I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
Hold it!
Bad, please don't beef with a 13-year-old. Francisca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used their phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over, and that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad? Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad and that he'd dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something, and that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? After all I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all that take place? Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? Maybe to the other lobby? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2 just as I suspected. You and I were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It would seem that I am still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah, I heard it when I was in defender lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I got the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies in that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does, little miss. I'm about to become a prosecutor soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. You move that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. You wouldn't dare. Just joking. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francisca behave. Yeah, exactly. Like, no use her whip? What? Are we about done? I guess so. What else have we got to ask him? Is there anything else I should ask him about? Ooh. Maybe the time he heard the gunshot. I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him or he'd be late. And just as I thought of that, bang, the sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart her. Okay. Now we're done here. I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing. Yeah, yes. Like, what are you doing? I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Mouse. You may no longer be willing to help us now. However, may I ask for the forensic scientists of cooperation? Do as you like. Okay, so we don't have anything else to say to Bad. Let me see. I wouldn't listen to have inspected every suspicious looking like a cranny. One thing that's like kind of suspicious to me is like the ants. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size. But if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you better work extra hard just like these ants. The same goes for you, Francisca. Can we go down? We can go down in a minute, but we can go down and look at this area in a minute. But yeah, let's look at up here first. What is this? It's a pink coloured piece of trash made of rubber. What is that? I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. Wait, what about... It looks like the packaging of the Swiss... Oh, really? Can we open it up? Can we open it? Courthouse special Swiss rolls. Is this being sold somewhere on the premises? I don't recall seeing a restaurant of any sort in the courthouse. I somehow doubt you'd find junk food like this on a restaurant menu, Francisco. Well then, where do they sell these things, huh? A convenience store, I suppose? Well, I'm sure there's no convenience store in this courthouse, North Edgeworth. Where in the world did this come from? Probably the vending machine. Can we... Is anything else? Yeah, we can only just examine it the first time. Why is that like 3D examination though, instead of just 2D? I don't know. But you know, the fact that there is a literature running loose in this courthouse is probably Kay. It's simply unforgivable. Oh, it's probably is Kay because I assume that maybe she wanted the note off Edgeworth was to use it for the vending machine. It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Yeah, I just didn't do it. What are you on about? What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of the cactus needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these things? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. How? Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it's related. How? How? What? So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. I can't see it. At your height, I'm not surprised. Short. I guess short people have feelings too. Yeah. Short front, cannon. The dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there is someone going around dirty in the courthouse. For shame. Calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who stole this bench. I see, and then maybe we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, lab tech. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. And there you have it. Yeah, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Okay. I got the answer as well. What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eaten away. Oh, with that detective, he claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And here is a whole hill of them. What are you hitting him for? What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. I have an idea. Mouse Edgeworth. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Why you being mean to Miles? Why you being mean? Hey, Fran. Come on, Fran. Come on, Fran. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Just lovely. What will they think of next? There'll be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. One half pint for $7. That's expensive. Staying neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6. They're awfully overpriced, yeah. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl drop is from the machine. I wonder about that. I was wondering about that myself. Yeah. Stay neutral as the Swiss do it until the end of these. The end of what? I assume. I mean, it means the end of this trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess? You can't eat during a trial. Suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I don't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have to split with you, then I don't want it. There's $1 in there as well. I'm gonna go into not evidence, logic, because I think that's all we can do at the moment. But vending machine, maybe the crumbs. These pieces of chocolate and cake, could they now have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue, however it is being sold right over there. The vending machine. How I see, stay neutral as a Swiss do until the end with these. $236, talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened now. Naturally, after all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and slid the bench. Okay. How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare with me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Okay. I didn't realize you can use the mouse and just point to where you want to go instead of your S&D. There we go. Examine. Unrest until they inspected everything. Blah 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 blah. Can we deduce the Swiss rolls then? This is spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. Maybe this? Present that. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? Very. And then you guys keep docking his fucking pay. Jesus fucking Christ. You guys are not very nice to that guy. If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Oh, did Cake give him that like $1? Maybe? Minnie and Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Wait a minute. Let's go to... Not there. Let's go to logic. And go Winslow, cats and pink peas and trash. I have a feeling of this. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon. Yeah, I think it's... Did Kay have a balloon? I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yeah. Okay. Investigation complete. Dun, 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 dun. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Well, I do too. Alright, Francisca, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first, we need to pay his honor a visit to correct his testimony. There he is. Again, it still is proportions seem off. And I don't know if that's just because we see him sat down most of the time. But again, I feel like he should be like taller. Joanna, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony if it to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before I got found karma. Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor. You beat your tongue again, didn't you? As the defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well. Your testimony, if you please. It's very weird, by the way. I find it not weird. I find it funny that we almost never get the judges' names. Like, I know we have Verity Gavel, who comes up later in Edge of Investigations. I think she comes up in Prosecutor's Gambit. And then we have Sashiro Jigoku in Great Ace Attorney. And then technically we have what's his name? Strongheart. But you know, he's Lord Chief Justice, so I don't really count him technically as a judge. He did preside over the result of Ryunosuke Naruhodo case, of the Ryunosuke Naruhodo trial. You know, the trials that was in the resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. But yeah, he's still Lord Chief Justice. During the recess, I went to the restroom. Okay. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. And as I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. Yeah. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. Because I assumed he was maybe sat down under the window. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Oh. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Okay, I think I have an idea of where to press. Let's go to this one. Present evidence of him buying something. So that'd be the Swiss roll, I assume. Oh no! It's fingerprints. That'd be more solid evidence. What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony? Ha! And yet that is very commonplace in the Ace Attorney universe. If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always stay vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. No, it's not. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Yona, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me. What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know, the accused bench Celia has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh, well that's good. But who was it? We were able to discover something from that smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with it, we've committed just murder. He had to go and dirty the courthouse too. Guilty. Your Honor, please calm down. Well, it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench. We have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. Which the judge would not be able to see Gumshoe then because he was under the window. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench. and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints proved my conclusions to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom? It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of the window. I knew I shouldn't have used that height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yeah, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? Do you finally see, Your Honor? The testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it. Is there something of value that you'd like to say? Yeah, actually there is. I remember something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. Even if we overruled him, he just kept on talking, what I knew. That might not be a bad thing. The more info the better in a perfect investigation, right? Yeah, I guess so. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot. How was that? That was the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? Yeah, exactly. Come on, Your Honor. I agree, but before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise powerful until just now. Then he mentions it right before we restarted the trial. He did talk about that. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Okay, one other one of these. Okay, let's see. What is he saying? What is he saying? So was this possible? However, something that the detective was saying there when I looked.
Hold it!
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of the prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yeah, that sounds about right. Just as I suspected. What are you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. I feel like that statement is important, so we might look through the evidence to see how it relates. Alright, if you insist. Let's see, I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. I'd start in 5 minutes, by the way. Right before this, but it was... The gunshot was heard right before the trial was about to start again.
Objection!
Your Honor, I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. Hey guys, I've been overruled? Yes, you have. Fuck you. Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. What do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von Beck, Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite your... What did she say? It's something girl bossy. I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. I feel like she just, you know, doesn't like men. Because she didn't whip Callisto earlier. She whipped Edgeworth instead, so... With your height, you need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that. Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Says the man who mistook it for a popper. Your Honor, I've heard an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be. Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot. The sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. My piece of evidence. I always wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand why that gunshot, the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. The balloon, maybe? I found this object in the hallway earlier. What's that pink substance? It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record? Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. What? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at the time. Therefore, you believe it must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you're fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What manner of trickery is this? That's a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins? Well, to be honest, I don't think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. I want to trade these coins for you. That's it. That balloon that girl was holding, it explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very big apology. I'll see to it myself that he is released. Wait. There are still a few things that I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. I decided to, by the way. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Here he is. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No. I'm the judge around here. I'll be the judge of that, literally. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental on the Addison? Progress. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna have a little stretch. Oh yeah, I've sorted out my second monitor for now. If you don't know, my second monitor has been like turning on and off randomly. But yeah, my dad sorted it out earlier. Now it should be fine. Should be fine now. I think we just had to move it about because the wire was like trapped, so it was like kind of like ever so slightly not plugged in properly. So it just kept, turning off a lot. So yeah. And welcome back from the ad, everyone. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yeah, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologise for an error in judgment on my part. Joanna, I don't believe you should apologise just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you are on guard duty. Please remember you are not on trial. This is still just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony, we have fun. I will object loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I got you, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. Got another testimony. I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. Yeah, I believe you. I believe him. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Okay. Let's see. Were you in the hallway the whole time? You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway? Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well. And what exactly does the guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. He did move an inch though. He moved more than an inch though to get to the vending machine. Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me they didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scuffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Ouch. But I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Until I heard the gunshot, I didn't take a single step away from lobby number 2. Present. What does it present? Like that. This.
Objection!
I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench? You know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig. Eek. I promise to clean it up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Yeah, exactly. Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Youch! It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I'm confessed, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job, so I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buy a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for you got that, because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Huh? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal.
Objection!
Didn't you get... I feel like you got $1 from Kay. Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Remind me again, pal. That vending machine out in the hallway is 7 packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask you then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? I told you I bought it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me, so there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in that hallway, don't you? Correct. Actually, as if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Of course I do. What? How? What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway? I'm guessing the Swiss roll. Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. But if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief. What? I would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves, you're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? Yeah, exactly. This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. And there were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them. It would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up on me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name and it's Kay. Kay what? Kay Faraday. Kay Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not you, I'm Kay. Kay? You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Kay. It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Okay, come on, Kay. Wait. Francisca just follows me around. She's just... This is so fun. This is so silly. Oh my god. This is so silly. Oh my god. Are you okay, Fran? Are you okay, Francisca? Okay, let's talk to Kay. Let's talk to her. Now then, Kay. She's like a stray cat. I don't have any of my drink left. I wonder if I should feed her something. This.
Take that!
Okay, I promise to give you this if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll. It really belongs to you though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. No, I feel bad for her. I feel bad for baby Kay. Oh my. Your father, he's... I don't say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet. Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. What about her Daddy? He's not here anymore. Oh. I feel so bad for her. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna... No. No, she's just a baby. Alright. It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, he was a defense attorney, passed away. All my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine action that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me, this child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth. What sort of gentleman are you? Are you just gonna stand there and watch a lady cry? You're right. Sorry about that. Okay. Hey, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? No. Macrofat, I don't blow your nose in that. I feel better now, thanks. Let's talk to her. Okay. Are you going to be alright? Yeah, I'm already alright. Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers. And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Thank you very much, lady. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It appeared that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Okay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favourite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh? I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. I see. And what have you been really working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. I promised, notebook? May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook, it just might come in handy later. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm going to try. Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too. Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy. Yeah, aren't I, Kay? Fishing for compliments from a child. Down. What is with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too. Yeah, and thanks to your also heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that. Gummy, it's not a bad man, okay? That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little bit more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier? Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway, staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And when was this? Before everything got crazy. How long were the two of you together? We only talked for a little while, and then we went on our own separate ways. That's right, pal. And I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Well, which means we're now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right? Making her a witness. Ah, you got me. Well, alibi. I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister. Very well then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really wanted one. Come to think of it, she didn't come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks so much for doing that, mister. Sure. Well, let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why. Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm going to have to arrest you, pal. Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest. Yeah, exactly. Chill out. We're just asking our questions. It sounds like Kay's going to be less than forthcoming with this question. Sorry about your roughly thing. Yeah, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus, don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger. Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page. Never take things from a stranger, never go anywhere with a stranger. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you, I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in the hallway. I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. We're not being mean to him, we're just asking him questions. Miles Edra, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon. They still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's, well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. So that's why. So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here is what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account for Kay? The promise notebook, that's the only thing I can think of. Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook? How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. Well, foolishly foolish fool's fool, or a foolish reason for a fool. Ow! Come here. You lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why. Come here. At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a stack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll, but I only had about $1 in coins. So I pulled my $5 and her $1 and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday is one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you'll get in trouble if I don't tell him, right? Besides, you bought it with me, so you didn't really get it from me, you know. He told me it'd be okay, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together? Yeah, we split the roll of a roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate, I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway. Okay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Well, you really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me inside it. You're a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. And here's Callisto. Actually proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss You. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. Yeah, fair enough. How dare you talk back with such insolence? You young lady, Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. What, Miss Callisto, you? That girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but you see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest, but the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right, I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open, without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. Oh my god, I'm tired. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Mr. Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Okay, that's to be continued, so I'm going to save that. And we'll finish off. We'll try and finish this case off on on Sunday. So yeah, back to title don't save because we've just saved. So yeah, continue. Yeah, that's truth behind KG 8. So yeah, we're gonna go raid out. Yeah, actually I'll just exit the game. Yeah, I'm gonna go raid out. Let's go raid Scooby percent. Just playing some more Haunting Ground. Oh, it's Hannah and Tom. It's Hannah and Tom. So yeah, we'll go raid those two. I'm gonna wait for the ad to end and I did Discord notification, but it just was like no. It was just like fuck off. It's fucked off somewhere. So yeah, let's wait for this ad to end. There we go. Okay, let's put in the raid command. Slash raid %. There we go. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this stream. I shall see you on Sunday for more Edriff investigations. We're going to continue to learn about Reminiscence. We have about half the case left, so we can probably get it done on Sunday. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. All my socials are in the commands on Twitch, though they only work like they usually work from like about half an hour before stream, because that's when I usually start to get everything open, to like usually just after stream. So the best place to find the rest of my socials are in About Me section on Twitch and the description on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed here, and I shall see you guys on Sunday. Yeah, bye guys. Bye. Stop.